The brain is the central organ that governs every aspect of human life, from thought and emotion to behavior. Every idea, decision, or sensation we experience originates from complex processes taking place in the brain. However, to function effectively and remain sharp, the brain requires proper and consistent nourishment. Interestingly, what we eat daily not only impacts our physical health but also directly influences brain function and emotional well-being. From beneficial fats like omega-3s to proteins, amino acids, vitamins, minerals, and glucose, each nutrient plays a distinct role in supporting memory, focus, and emotional stability. Understanding the link between nutrition and brain function is therefore a vital step toward holistic health care. Brain function and the role of nutrients in cognition and emotion. The brain is arguably the most important organ in the human body, responsible for virtually all cognitive, emotional, and behavioral activities. Yet few people realize that the brain itself is largely made up of nutrients, particularly fats, proteins, amino acids, micronutrients, and glucose. These substances serve not only as structural building blocks but also have a direct impact on how the brain functions and how we feel. First, fats, especially unsaturated fatty acids like omega-3 and omega-6, make up a large portion of the brain's dry weight. These good fats are essential for building and maintaining the membranes of brain cells. They help enhance neural connectivity, supporting memory and learning capacity. A deficiency in omega-3, often seen in people with unbalanced diets, has been linked to mood disorders such as depression and cognitive decline. Proteins and amino acids also play a fundamental role in brain development and function. Amino acids are the precursors of neurotransmitters, the chemicals that transmit signals between nerve cells. For example, tryptophan is an amino acid that leads to the production of serotonin, a neurotransmitter responsible for regulating mood and sleep. When the body lacks sufficient protein or has an amino acid imbalance, the neurotransmission process is impaired, which can lead to anxiety, insomnia, or reduced concentration. Micronutrients like vitamins B6, B12, and folic acid, along with minerals such as iron, zinc, copper, and magnesium, support metabolism and protect neural cells. B vitamins are particularly important for maintaining the myelin sheath, a protective layer around neurons that facilitates rapid signal transmission. Additionally, antioxidants found in fruits and vegetables help defend the brain against free radicals, which can cause cellular damage and premature aging. Finally, glucose, the brain's primary energy source, is indispensable. Although the brain only makes up about 2% of body weight, it consumes up to 20% of the body's energy. When blood sugar levels drop, the brain quickly signals fatigue, poor concentration, or irritability. That's why it's essential to supply the brain with healthy carbohydrates such as whole grains, oats, and legumes to maintain stable energy levels. In summary, nutrition is far more than just fuel, it forms the foundation for brain structure and performance. A balanced and nutrient-rich diet not only helps the brain operate at its best but also contributes to long-term emotional and mental well-being. Healthy fats like omega-3 and omega-6 support brain development and protection, while harmful fats, trans and saturated fats, have long-term damaging effects. Fats and their crucial role in brain health. Fats are often misunderstood as the villains behind weight gain and chronic disease. In reality, they play an essential role in maintaining brain health, the organ responsible for every conscious and unconscious function in our lives. In fact, roughly 60% of the brain's dry weight is composed of fat, underscoring the critical importance of this nutrient group in forming and sustaining the structure and function of the central nervous system. However, not all fats are created equal. Distinguishing between good and bad fats is key. Among the beneficial fats, omega-3 and omega-6 are essential fatty acids that the body cannot synthesize on its own and must be obtained through the diet. Studies have shown that omega-3, particularly DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, is a primary structural component of neuronal membranes. It enhances the efficiency of signal transmission between brain cells. A deficiency in DHA has been associated with various neurological disorders such as depression, cognitive decline, and Alzheimer's disease. While omega-6 is also necessary, consuming it in excess without balancing it with omega-3 may promote inflammation, an underlying risk factor in many brain-related conditions. Therefore, maintaining a healthy omega-3 to omega-6 ratio, ideally between 1:1 and 1:4, is crucial. Foods rich in omega-3 include fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts. Regular consumption of these foods can enhance memory, focus, and emotional stability, while also reducing mental stress. In contrast, harmful fats such as trans fats and saturated fats, commonly found in fast food, processed snacks, margarine, and deep-fried items, pose a hidden threat to brain health. Research indicates that high intake of trans fats may increase the risk of Alzheimer's disease, memory loss, and impaired learning ability. These fats tend to stiffen cell membranes, obstruct communication between neurons, and contribute to chronic inflammation in the brain. Therefore, the types of fats we choose to consume daily directly affect brain performance, from the creation of new neurons to the regulation of our mood. A diet rich in omega-3 and low in harmful fats not only boosts cognitive function but may also slow down aging and protect against serious neurological disorders in the future. Protein, micronutrients, and carbohydrates, the brain's three essential allies. In addition to healthy fats, protein and amino acids are indispensable in the brain's development and regulation. When protein is consumed, it is broken down into amino acids, key building blocks used to synthesize neurotransmitters such as serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine. These chemical messengers play vital roles in regulating mood, focus, alertness, and sleep. For example, serotonin promotes feelings of relaxation and happiness, while dopamine is linked to motivation and pleasure. When the brain lacks essential amino acids, neurotransmission becomes impaired, leading to issues like anxiety, depression, or insomnia. Protein-rich foods such as eggs, lean meats, fish, beans, and nuts not only provide amino acids but are also rich in B vitamins, key nutrients that support brain function. However, because amino acids must compete to cross the blood-brain barrier, a well-balanced and varied diet is crucial to ensure that the brain receives the right materials to produce the appropriate neurotransmitters, helping to stabilize mood and promote mental clarity. Beyond protein, micronutrients are foundational to sustainable brain development and function. Vitamins such as B6, B12, and folic acid are involved in DNA synthesis, support the formation of new neurons, and help maintain the myelin sheath, a protective layer around nerve fibers that enhances signal transmission. Deficiencies in B vitamins have been associated with an increased risk of Alzheimer's disease and other cognitive disorders. Minerals such as iron, zinc, copper, and sodium also play critical roles. Iron delivers oxygen to the brain, supporting learning and cognitive function. Zinc and copper contribute to enzyme activity and protect nerve cells from damage. A lack of these minerals during key developmental stages can result in cognitive delays and impaired neurological function. And then, there's glucose, the brain's primary source of fuel. Though the brain makes up only about 2% of total body weight, it consumes roughly 20% of the body's total energy, most of which is derived from carbohydrates. However, not all carbs are created equal. Simple carbohydrates, such as refined sugar and white bread, cause blood sugar levels to spike rapidly and crash just as quickly, leading to fatigue, poor concentration, and mood swings. In contrast, complex carbohydrates, like oats, brown rice, legumes, and whole grains, are digested more slowly, providing a steady supply of glucose to the brain. This helps maintain alertness and cognitive performance throughout the day. Moreover, whole food sources of carbohydrates often contain fiber and other micronutrients that support healthy blood flow to the brain. Nutrition is not merely a source of energy for survival, it is a foundational element that determines the health and performance of the brain, one of the most intricate and essential organs in the human body. From healthy fats like omega-3 and omega-6, to proteins and amino acids essential for neurotransmission, to vitamins, minerals, and complex carbohydrates, each plays a crucial role in maintaining cognitive function, emotional balance, and protection against early brain aging. On the other hand, consuming harmful fats, refined sugars, and an imbalanced diet can silently damage the brain over time. Therefore, building a diverse, nutrient-rich diet not only supports physical health but also enhances mental clarity, emotional resilience, and overall quality of life. A healthy brain is the foundation for a happy and successful life.